If you want to defend like a pro on FIFA 23, this is the video for you. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down some clips of myself playing against professional players in FIFA 23. I'm going to be giving you some tips on defending, things that you can do to add into your game that are going to make you a much better player. If you're interested in getting better at FIFA, please do consider subscribing. I upload videos every single day to try and help you guys become better at the game. Please leave a like if you enjoy, and if you have any feedback or any questions, I will answer every single one of you in the comments down below. But for now, let's get into it. So as I said, we're going to be breaking down some clips of defending at a very high level. I do have the controller input at the bottom of the screen as well, so you guys can see exactly what buttons I'm pressing. Things like when I'm jockeying, when I'm pressing the tackle button, which is actually a lot less than you'll think, if at all. But we'll go into all of that in more detail. You can see here I am under pressure, and basically what you want to be doing in defense is utilizing the second man press. So that is RB on Xbox or R1 on the PlayStation. You can see right now I'm sprint jockeying whilst second man pressing. You can see the little green indicator as well above this player, which indicates that he is going to be pressing the ball, and that allows me to manually control this guy. So you're essentially doing two jobs at once. So you can see here he tries to get the ball in behind, and then the player that we were second man pressing with is able to sweep up the danger. When you win the ball back, it's very important to make sure you don't just give it straight back away to your opponent. So what we do is I'll always pass it back to another defender, and then you try and use the mini-map, which is covered by my controller input here, but normally wouldn't be. And then what you want to do is try and just switch the ball to one of your other fullbacks. This is so important because there's no point defending well and then just giving the ball back. You can see here, we're not being too aggressive, you know, we're not charging at our opponent. What's more important is to try and cover the through balls in behind. So you can see here, not panicking, we're just sprinting at this point. The problem is, in these situations, if I was to just charge at the ball, or you know, bring this player down into this area to try and cover this guy, it's just going to leave the guy on the ball free. So you have to always be thinking about doing two things at once. What I'm trying to do right now is, whilst pressing the ball, also cover that passing lane. So you can see here, he does really well with the ball roll to get past me. It's very easy to panic in these situations. What I'm doing now is I'm trying to bring Van Dijk down to try and stop the potential shot, whilst second man pressing to try and cover the extra pass as well. So you can see here, nice little slide tackle in there, keep our composure again, and then the player that we use the second man press with is able to sweep up the danger. Another one here, again you can see we've got Van Dijk, who is the furthest player back, and it's important that we cover that through ball. So we mark where I think the pass is going to go, and we're able to sweep up the danger there nice and easy. Again, trying to make sure we don't lose the ball, and we do well to keep it. Here again, I think a common theme is a lot of the time you're going to see me controlling the furthest defender back. So it's no different right here. Like I've said before, say for example I was to be controlling one of these players and I just charge towards the guy with the ball, it's just going to leave a load of space in behind there, and that is not what you want to do at all. So again here, we're just marking the runs in behind, and then we are able to win the ball and end up going on a counter-attack. Another one here, he sort of gives me the ball there, I guess, but he wins it straight back, and we're just jockeying, covering that space in behind, and then we do intercept the pass again. This is one where he attacks from his goalkeeper. Again, marking that through ball, sweeping up the danger. And you have to remember as well that this is against a pro level player. So whilst some of this may be looking very simple, this is against some of the best players in the game. So from that, we go counter attack and score. This is one where you're doing two jobs at once again. So as you can see, we're second man pressing with this player. So he's trying to press the guy with the ball, whilst I'm marking the through ball in behind. So what you'll see at a lower level is people always controlling their you know, player that's near to the ball and just trying to do that, whereas you can't. You have to mark every single possible option. So we're marking the through ball in behind whilst using the AI to press. So that worked well. The second man press won us the ball back. Another one here. Using the right stick switching a lot as well. That is something I get asked about, the player switching, what you should be doing. Try and use my controller input to see when I'm using the LBL1 compared to the right stick, and you'll see that there is a lot of right stick switching in there. So he gets into a really dangerous area, and from these wide positions, there's something I tend to do a lot of the time. So literally whenever they're in a position like this, what I do is I switch to the centre back and then use the second man press so that the fullback can go for the guy on the wing. And what this allows me to do is to cut the passing lane between their winger and the striker, or this guy coming into the box, because the second man press is strong enough where in and around your box you can rely on them, you know, to deal with an attacker. So you can see here I'm controlling the guy to cut the passing lane whilst the AI is chasing the guy with the ball. So he does really well. He turns back, stays composed, and we've got to do the exact same. Really nice skill move from him there. You can see again there I'm controlling Vieira whilst holding the second man press. We're just going to keep jockeying and end up making the tackle, play our way out of the back, nice and easy. And from that you can see when you win the ball back, you can just go on counter attacks easily down the wing as well. So same principle here. We're trying to cut that passing lane. There's nothing really he can do. You've just got to be patient. It would be very easy for me to just charge at him, but then what that would do is leave this player free. So what you need to do is just make sure you're cutting the passing lane and essentially leave them with no option to do anything. So there again, and when it comes to the tackle button, you'll probably notice I barely ever use it. I feel like if you're holding jockey and sort of walk into the player with the ball, they do the tackling for you. So that is something to keep in mind as well, because if you're spamming the tackle button, that is a recipe for disaster. That is something you definitely don't want to be doing. This is another dangerous one. You've got to be very careful from these situations because good players will just send a through ball straight over. On this occasion, he doesn't. What you've got to do here is not commit too hard and do anything silly. I'm just sort of shepherding him out towards the corner flag, and then we do make the tackle. In terms of what to do from a corner, it's very hard because I feel like from corners this year, it's very much so favoured in the attacker. So you'll see here, he takes it short, and there's not really too much you can do because you've got to either commit to this guy here who is running into this area. But if you do that, obviously the guy with the ball is just going to get in easily. And the same goes for if you commit to the guy with the ball, then this guy is going to be free over here. So there's really not too much that you're able to do in a situation like that. But once they get it here on the edge of the box, that is where you've got to be jockeying and covering the space. So you can see here, what we're going to do is a switch to the centre-back to block the shot. And that's very important because if you're not controlling your centre-backs, the blocks are not as good this year. Whereas if you've got control of the centre-back, the auto-blocking is so much better. So that's definitely something to keep in mind as well. Another situation here, what we're going to do is just track the runner whilst also trying to be aggressive. So I slid in like a bit of an idiot there. Definitely wouldn't recommend doing that too much. I was trying to be too aggressive. Switching, you know, using the second man press. You can see there that AI is pressing the ball very well. And ultimately, you know, just ends up winning me the ball back. Something important to note is obviously when heading the ball, it is fully manual. So in defense, it's very easy to gift your opponent goals, you know, by just not focusing on where you're heading the ball. So you can see here, he is going to whip in across. And I've not got too much time, but I've got a little bit of time to decide what I'm going to do. So if you've ever got a cross coming in, you don't really need to be watching the ball necessarily. Just get a quick idea of where the ball's landing and then look around you. So in this situation, I can see that I've got a player here. You know, I've got players here that are potential options for me to just head and be able to keep the ball rather than just clearing it. So you can see here we just nod it down with Van Dijk, and then we're able to go straight into a counter attack. I hope this somewhat helps you guys. If you have any questions at all, please do let me know. I'm here to help you get better at the game, so anything at all, please do let me know. If it did help you in any way, a like on the video is super appreciated, and as I said earlier, I do upload videos every day to help you guys get better at FIFA. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you're new around here, and peace. I'll catch you next time.